Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Nerd Strip Club. This is another episode of the Nerd Strip Club. And you know, when we get to the Nerd Strip Club, it's time to get nerdy, it's time to get dirty. So, the first story I want to tell you guys about tonight, America, is about a story dear to me that actually happened when I was a teenager. You see, my friends and I had a high school crush on the same girl. Her name was Kiana Elder. And one of my buddies, he decided that he wanted to write a love letter about said situation and drop flowers on it. So we couldn't just do it normally. You know, we were nerds. So we had to do this by plan. So what we did was, we had walkie-talkies and we stayed outside of her house and knew that she had left. And we were waiting to calculate when to drop the flowers and the letter on her desk. On her back porch. So me personally, it's walkie-talkie, man. It was straight up like Mission Impossible shit. It was just like, all right, the car's coming. I mean, we had one buddy in the front of the apartment complex, another buddy at the end of the apartment complex. Like, this was going down. You know what I mean? It was really going down. And the crazy part was, how insane am I? I'm helping a buddy get with the girl who I had a crush on in high school. So it was really weird. It was really weird, but I was like, I'm not stupid. You know what I mean? She's like the most popular girl in school, whatever, we're nerds, but whatever. So, we get there and my buddy's like, I'm gonna climb on the back porch to drop the letter off. And I'm like, this can't go good. This can't possibly go well. Like, it can't go well. So he decides to climb the back porch fire escape. And he puts the letter on the back porch. And the thing is, the blinds kind of peek open. And this big guy comes from behind the blinds. It's like, who the hell are you? What are you doing on my back porch? And my buddy's like, oh, shit. And then we're like, abort the mission. So he jumps off the back porch. And he runs down the back porch. And here comes this dude, comes down, in his boxers, pissed off, what are you doing on my back porch? And we're trying to run, running for dear life. And my buddy's like, please wait for me, please save me. It was like, we keep going. You're man behind. You're gonna have to die for this one. You're gonna have to die for the team. You had to die. So so he gets away, whatever. And it was like, how did you manage to climb to the wrong house? He was like, I don't know how I climbed to the wrong house. It's like, you do realize that she's not on the second floor, she's on the first floor. So how did you even manage to climb that far to the wrong house? He was like, oh yeah. So I'm like, so why don't we just put the letter and the flowers on the front porch rather than putting it on the back porch? What are the odds that she's going to see it on the back porch? So we managed to put it on the front porch, put the letters on the front porch or whatever. He wrote this big, long, heartfelt letter. I won't say who it is. I'm going to keep his identity a secret. I already said who the crush was. So he writes this long, heartfelt letter and gives the flowers, And in a perfect world, after she's found the letter and she saw it and he's pressed his emotions, in a perfect world, she would have been like, oh my God, I should date this guy. But she didn't, because he's a nerd. America, welcome to the Nerd Strip Club.
What up, people? It's your man Slim Jim Longfoot, aka the GOAT, King of America. JohnnyQuestGaming in the building. You know what I'm saying? To my right here. I'm to the left. Nerd Strip Club is where it's at. It's time to get nerdy and dirty up in this thing. We trying to just make it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? Give y'all something to, be about. We talking comics, hip hop, gaming, movies, and all things nerdy. So it's time to get nerdy and dirty. Come in and shake your tail feathers, you dig? Yo, I hope y'all enjoyed the premiere episode of Nerd Strip Club, episode 1, where we talked about the Bad Batch. We talked about He-Man. We talked about, so many awesome things, that was out here. You know what I'm saying? And see, my boy is simpatico, because I see something that he just keyed up that I haven't wanted. I actually had that on my mind all freaking day. You don't even understand. That's one of the premier You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, if you old school, you know what it be by. So, hey, I can't wait to cue that up. But yo, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode right here. Yo, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can keep up on all things Nerd Strip Club. You know what I'm saying? From everything that we do, plus our own channels. You got Johnny Quest Gaming on YouTube and Slim Jim Longfoot on YouTube. We make it do what it do. Johnny Quest, yo, that was a crazy story. I do, of course, remember that crush that you had there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kiana, you know what I'm saying? Doing your thing in the world still, you know what I'm saying? Still breathing this fresh, vaccinated air.
Vaccinated. Yeah. Placebonated. I should say placebo. That's right, America. Welcome to episode 2 of the Nerd Strip Club. So, you know, on the show, we talk about all sorts of things, just like my man Slim Jim Longfoot talked about. One thing that I want to talk about is the fact that this week, actually, there was an ultimatum given out by one of my favorite Superman actors, Henry Cavill, where he said that, you know, if they don't put him on the Superman movies, that he would definitely leave and not come back. And, you know, there was no answer to him. So it looks like he's not going to come back and be Superman. It looks like all chances the Snyderverse coming is completely dead. So, Slim, can you cue them how I feel about this?
That part, people. That part.
That's pretty much how I felt about it. Because, I mean, the Snyderverse is awesome. First of all, let me tell you why. The Snyderverse, it not only is a great series of stories for the entire Justice League. Let's be clear. But on top of that, it was something different for the DC universe. Like, Superman was great, but Superman was made for a time where it was almost like everything DC is really soft and fluffy, because the Batman's original rendition, of course, was Adam West. And a lot of people who saw that back in the day was like, oh, this is what Batman is. Of course, when Tim Burton came along and Michael Keaton, and that's another thing we'll talk about, Michael Keaton has actually already released his symbol this week to show what the new bat symbol will look like, much reminiscent to the original Batman Begins back in the day. But the Snyderverse, back to the Snyderverse, it's a darker take, a more serious take, and I liked it because DC is not a baby's comic. I mean, DC is very controversial as far as like the writings and the storytelling. It's always been one of those things where it was a little bit more darker than Marvel and some of the other things, especially with characters like Batman, Superman, even Green Lantern, you know, had a darker turn, because people don't realize, like, Green Lantern killed the entire city, you know what I mean, when he went bad. So when I see all these remarks about, you know, the Snyderverse is too dark and it's just not this and it's not that, it's what it is, man. It's real comics. I think, you know, Zack Snyder does a really good job of storytelling. And I actually just got through finishing watching the movie Army of the Dead. And to his daughter, you get the Dumb Bitch of the Year award. If you guys haven't seen it, please understand that she is probably one of the dumbest people in a movie. She's that person that you never want to take with you.
Never
take her with you anywhere. So, not to give you any spoilers, but please watch that. But again, guys, as I said, looks like we won't be getting any Snyderverse anytime soon, if ever.
Which
that's how I feel.
Already knew, you know, the Schneider cut was like a diamond in the rough. It was like, you know, when you walk outside and, you know what I'm saying, you look over, like you're walking, see some grass, and you see $100 bill over there, and you're like, wait, is that $100 bill on the ground? Let me pick that up. Like, I don't see $100 bills on the ground every day. You feel me? So that's exactly what that was. We got when it came to the Schneider cut. It's sad that it took us 4 years to get that, but of course we understand why Zack Snyder himself, you know, went away from it, because, you know, the tragic death, you know, in his family. But DC I can't talk about it enough. You already know, son. You already know Johnny Quest, like, how we talk about this thing and how I just loathe DC. And it's sad because they have these characters, these iconic characters that they have had, rights to before we were born, and they have pretty much done nothing with them live action wise. Now, animated wise, DC is GOAT. DC is GOAT animated wise. They are GOAT, hands down. There are only a few Marvel animated shows that can rival what DC has done animation wise in the past almost 30 years, starting from Batman the animated series through Superman the animated series, Justice League Unlimited, all the shows in between, Static Shock, the Zeta Project, Batman Beyond, all that type of stuff. Even everything that they've done since then, the animated movies in the past decade and a half, just about. So DC is GOAT when it comes to their animated movies and movie universe and series universe that they have on TV. And so when it comes to that, excuse me right there, I don't think we was ready to cue that up yet. But when it comes to DC, they have completely dropped the ball, y'all. They have completely dropped the ball when it comes to movies, and I feel like that we might not get anything regarding the animated movies as far as the motion pictures anytime soon. We might not get that anytime soon. Like you see how long we had to wait for them to finally get Man of Steel, give us a decent Superman movie, because nobody counts Superman Returns. Love Brandon Routh as an actor, but in the stuff he's done since Superman Returns, but man, Superman Returns was just horrible. There's only one shining light I give to Superman Returns, and that was him picking up a whole island made out of kryptonite. I've never seen a Superman be that boss when it comes to kryptonite, because like Smallville Superman, Tom Welling, as soon as he saw something green, he was like, oh, he fainted at the sight of green, you know what I'm saying? But this Superman picked up a whole island made out of kryptonite, which was pretty, that was the only spectacular thing to me in that whole movie as far as that go. But I don't know. It's like they don't know what to do with their characters. I mean, I like Batman, but man, I'm tired of y'all Batman and me to death. Like y'all Batman and me, like every like it's like we don't. It's
Well, with Batman, the actual Batman has been pushed back again, so we probably won't see that until maybe 2022, 2023. But on a brighter note, guys, we actually, summertime, a lot of great shows are about to premiere. If you want to cue that up again, Slim. So the new shows that we got coming on, of course, Loki premieres on the 9th. It's going to be awesome. Looks like Loki is.
Shout out to my Jesse's birthday. Hey.
Oh yeah, happy birthday to him. So it looks like your man Loki is time traveling or involving himself in like a higher time that be type thing, which I think is pretty cool considering that Doctor Strange is going into the multiverse. So this is kind of something that locks down onto that. So maybe we'll have a so parts of the trailer maybe later. I don't know. We'll see about it, because you don't want to show too much Disney stuff unless you want to get a laser beam come down and blow you up. You know what I mean? But besides that, Superman, Lois and Clark is going into their final episodes for their first season, which I haven't seen all of. I still gotta see
Superman and Lois. Superman and Lois.
Gotta catch it. I mean,
let me tell you right now, for those who haven't caught up to the current episode, I myself have not watched episode 8 yet, but I'm gonna tell you right now, episode 7, you are going to get a very great surprise in episode 7, which I thought was very ingenious as to what they did. I mean, it really speaks on the terms of the multiverse and an idea that I never thought of before. You know what I'm saying? So definitely when you get to episode 7, once you finish episode 7, we got to talk. So
I gotta see it, man. I mean, I don't know. I think the little whiny ass kids, his teenage boys, just
yeah,
like
they pissed me off for 3 episodes. Like I was almost ready to just give that joint up too, but it gets better. It gets better by the time you get to episode 7, it gets better.
But does Lois get better? Because Lois to me is painfully ugly. I'm sorry, America. I'm sorry. She looks like a transformed in between of Jeff Goldblum on the fly, like in between when he was transforming. And he was there, and he was looking like a fly. This is what Lois looks like. And I'm like, Superman, I know you can see because you can see through shit. So why can't you see she ugly as hell? Like, I don't understand. Like, why Lois always got to be ugly? I mean, me personally, I know you can die from kryptonite, Superman, but you can't die from looking at that ugly shit every night. Anyway, I digress. Another show that's coming out is Resident Alien, which is kind of like a Men in Black type thing. I think that was going to be cool. But my personal favorite that I'm super excited for, you already know, Slim, is this right here. The
Mandalorian. Oh, no. The Boba Fett, baby. Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. That's right. In the Bad Batch, y'all ain't watched the Bad Batch? You need to be watching it because she's already premiered on the Bad Batch. You got to give away spoilers. But there's a lot of stuff.
Is that her?
Yes, that's her. That's her. Yes.
Are you sure? Wait,
I'm 100% certain.
She must have froze herself or something.
I'm 100% certain that's her. Yes. Same helmet, same assassin. Yes, that's her. That's where I was wondering, is she working for a very young Boba Fett, a young Boba Fett? But technically, the years between episode 2 and the Order 66, there's a few years that passed through there. So I'm not sure how old Boba is at this point, but I do know that that's her. So I thought that part was really interesting because if you go back and look at The Mandalorian, she had the same helmet. She's a sniper. That's her, but they decided to put her in this to show the past. So we're going to see where it goes and see exactly what she is.
But on the Bad Batch, I don't think that much time has passed on the Bad Batch because, clearly Omega is not aged at all. And, they're still talking about the Empire as if it's new, like I don't think it's been no more than at least 6 months that's passed in between, the first episode, Order 66, and where they are now on episode 6 of the Bad Batch, which if y'all have not watched that show yet, y'all need to go ahead and watch that show. Bad Batch is off the chain. And first and foremost, let me see if Johnny Quest know about this guy. Shout outs to D. Bradley Baker. D. Bradley Baker. Do you know who D. Bradley Baker is?
It sounds familiar, but I'm not sure.
I'm gonna tell you exactly who he is. He's pretty much a legend in history. He's pretty much a new, modern legend in the voice acting industry. He is the voice of all 5 members, including Crosshair, of the Bad Batch. He is everyone's voice.
That's dope.
And he's best remembered as Appa and Momo from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Wow. You know what? Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. That is his voice. That's crazy. I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. I mean, when you think about voice actors, there's so many great voice actors, like Michael Richardson, like those guys, right? Phil Lombard.
Mm-hmm.
And I always forget the guy who does Cowboy Bebop, but everybody is probably gonna shoot me for this. But
you better know Steve Bloom. You better know Steve Bloom.
His voice is so fucking iconic. Can you imagine him going up to a chick and be like, "Hey, I know you don't normally give anybody your number, but I know you give me your number because I'm Steve Bloom." She'll be like, "Okay, sure, I'll give it to you, no problem." I mean, this dude's voice is like the top voice, but I mean, you got so many people that does voices, and
the old school, like Frank Welker. Frank
Welker's the man, and Mark Hamill. Like Mark Hamill does so many iconic voices, and it's like he doesn't really get the attention that he does. I mean, the man was the perfect Joker to me. His Joker voice.
He's the Joker. Like when Batman the Animated Series came out, and when he was heard as voicing the Joker, at that time you're thinking like, Luke Skywalker is playing the Joker. It was because because at this point you know, it was like because the first end about Batman was when I first heard that Michael Keaton was playing, because I remember when they first said Michael Keaton was going to play Batman, and I was like,
That was
Mr.
weird.
Mom is playing Michael
Right.
Keaton. I'm like, Mr.
Right.
Mom. I was like,
Right.
Mr. Mom. But even though it's funny because I still thought of him as Mr. Mom, even though just the year before Batman came out, he came as Beetlejuice, which is funny. We
and
never
that's
got.
the whole time I'm thinking about is Beetlejuice.
Yeah, but that was the funny thing because when I first thought of Michael Keaton, I was thinking, you know, Mr. Mom. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Mr. Mom is playing Batman,
right?
and because Beetlejuice was still fresh, and like I think at that time I hadn't even seen Beetlejuice yet. Like I was, like I probably saw Beetlejuice maybe like the same year Batman came out or the year after, whatnot, because I saw it sometime before the animated series came out, which was like around 1991 itself. But that's how people was thinking about Michael Keaton at first, because they've heard that it was going to be a darker version of Batman. You know, it was getting more. Y'all know the whole spiel as far as it go, and so they was like, okay, so Michael Keaton gonna pull this off, and of course he pulled it off legendarily. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
he was two solid movies from him. You know what I'm saying? Directed by Tim Burton, which of course is what led to the animated series Batman, the animated series, and the iconic Joker that we got, you know what I'm saying, after Jack Nicholson's portrayal, which of course, they had that habit of killing off villains and everything like that, which I thought was freaking crazy. It's so funny because Heath Ledger's Joker didn't get killed off, but of course, Heath Ledger was dead in real life by the time the movie came out, so it was like, well, we know we ain't gonna get him again.
Which is a shame, man, because Heath Ledger, he was one of those other things that was like a big shock. Like when you heard him playing the Joker, you're like, what the? How is he playing the Joker? Like y'all just thinking, and I'm just thinking Brokeback Mountain. Like that's the only thing I'm thinking. Like I'm thinking like Batman is gonna be like, oh, hello, Batman.
And you know how Christian Bale was talking to Batman, so he's going, I just can't quit you, Joker.
But the thing about Christian Bale is the man was the worst Batman of all time. All time. I did not go to see any of the Dark Knight trilogy to see Batman. You want me to tell you why? Because A, he was using Taibo. That was the first thing. It was always some Taibo martial arts. It was, he was horrible. He had a suit that he couldn't bend his neck. So you imagine how this Batman must look to people whenever he's fighting them. And then you can't understand what he's saying. I need you to go back into the garden. I need you to do that.
All he needed was a beat, and he'd been right in line with these mumble rappers,
bro. Yeah, definitely. He been the dude from Dave Chappelle, the one that does like this, the robot the whole time. Yeah, man, he was horrible. But the funny thing you mentioned Beetlejuice. I'm thinking about Beetlejuice. Is like, did they not realize that they left Beetlejuice in the house and he was a whole pedophile? Like, Beetlejuice was a pedophile and he was in the house with Lydia, which was probably everybody's crush back in the day. Was Winona Ryder, but she yeah. But anyway, so she
still looks decent. Stranger Things. She
looks great. She looks great. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you wouldn't let her in your house no more because you think she have to pat it down. I mean, you'd be like, hey, that's cool. See if you got in your pockets. I know what you got
before you leave. Let me put you on the scale. When you came in, you weighed 105. Now you weigh 130.
Pick up the pieces. No, you can't. No, that's not right. So speaking of people picking up on weight, the Thor: Love and War has just finished filming. And if you guys don't know, if you haven't seen Chris Hemsworth is huge. He's actually supposed to be playing Hulk Hogan in the Hulk Hogan movie biopic.
This is gonna be weird. I mean, I wonder if it's gonna be like some type of prosthetics, because or I guess he's playing Hulk very early in his career. Where he's going to at least have a full head of hair or something like that. We talking like
maybe, or else he's gonna wear a cap. Maybe gonna wear a cap on top of his head. Maybe.
I mean, we saw how he did the end game, so he's not scared to look different, so to speak. So
he's definitely not afraid to go all the way with it. You know what I mean? He can definitely do it. But you know, the funny part about it is, it's just like, man, it's almost like he's a parody of himself, because we went from the heavy Thor to now the super brolic Thor. You know what I mean? It's just very interesting. And this right here, I wish they would clarify for me, because I don't know if that's a jacket in his hand or a purse, which is kind of scary. You know what I mean? Like,
it might be. I don't know.
I'm hoping.
Might
I'm
be
hoping
a
it's just a jacket.
I'm hoping it's a jacket. I'm hoping it's a jacket.
But he's definitely ripped, man. I think he's definitely this Thor is gonna be awesome. And you know what I'm saying? He wanted to play He-Man, and that between him and Henry Cavill. And I think, you know, hey, at the way he's going, and speaking of He-Man, but the way that he's going, he definitely would be a great He-Man. So guys, now that we go to He-Man, looking at He-Man Revelation, I don't know if you guys know, but the toys are actually dropping on the 15th, and they're going to be amazing. I mean, the toys, they're like 7 inches, they're like $20 a pop, but it's worth it. I mean, you got a really great stylized looking He-Man toy, and it features right now, it's going to be Moss Man, He-Man, Skeletor, and Evil Lyn as part of the first sets, and they look great. You can see the accessories, and then the thing here is they've got God Skeletor, because the series is actually going more on the lines of from what I've read. I'm not 100% certain, so don't look at this and be like, man, Johnny told me that there was going to be a super God Skeletor and it's not in there, so I don't trust him anymore. No, so I don't know. Don't take me for it. But what I've read is that apparently this is going more into the whole Masters storyline, and apparently Skeletor has gained the powers from Castle Grayskull, and in the first episodes, He-Man is supposed to lose to battle with him, and he becomes this God Skeletor character. But I mean, the toys look wicked, man. They look sick. I mean, where was this shit when we was a kid? Have you seen our toys back in the day, y'all? I don't know if y'all have. If y'all have not seen toys from the 80s, they don't move. They have zero articulation. Okay, they don't move. They're just like this. You know what I mean? And then He-Man in particular, he was, you know, pretty decent toy. I loved it to death, but you know, they were just statues. And then like Battle Cat had no articulation. Like you could literally, if somebody was talking trash to you on the playground, you'd be like, "What you say, little mother?" Pow! With Battle Cat, because he was just completely steel. Like it was. As a matter of fact, let me show you. This is an original Skeletor. This is the Battle Damage Skeletor, part of that series. So this is what we had, kids. This is it. The Kung Fu grip. The man is always putting a thumb up, and you know this is it. This is pretty much what we got, as opposed to now where you can lift the hood off, every single muscle bends, flips, fins, whatever, you know. And then they did actually come out with a new version from Retro Prey. This is the He-Man series that just came out. This was actually 2020 edition. This one has articulation, so I don't know if y'all can see it, but now the arms move, the waist moves, the legs move, the ankles, all that in articulation, so it's pretty cool. And then Battle Cat has the same thing. If I can get Battle Cat here. So Battle Cat actually moves now. He doesn't just stand still. He actually moves. So thank God for that, the update. But man, Slim,
hey, check this out, son. Check this out. Like Grand Hustle, shout out to Grand Hustle, who's in the building right now playing Outriders on a PS5. He wanted to get your opinion on what you thought about the voice casting for Masters of the Universe Revelation. Do you know who is playing the voice of Skeletor?
Mark Hamill. Definitely. Mark Hamill. Yep. I mean, hey, I have no qualms with that. I am 100% happy with that. Because Mark Hamill does a really, really good job at any voice. I know he's going to be the perfect Skeletor for He-Man. I think he's going to be great.
And shout out to Alan
Geller, I think is playing Teela, so I think that's a great actress too. So, you know,
who's playing Teela?
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh yeah. Sarah, Buffy, my girl Buffy.
Vampire Slayer.
And shout outs to Alan Oppenheimer, the original Skeletor, who is playing Moss Man on this series as well.
Yep.
So that's going to be freaking phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? As far as those voices, and the guy who the gentleman who I can't remember his name right now off the top of my head, y'all forgive me, but who is now married to Melissa B from Supergirl, who plays Supergirl on the CW series. He was what was his name on there? Grand Hustle. Monel. Yeah, Monel, the guy who played Monel. He's playing the voice of the most powerful man in the universe, He-Man himself. Amen. So that's going to be pretty good. And I've been looking at his Instagram page. And he really is a fan of He-Man. Like he showed him as a kid, you know what I'm saying, with the He-Man toys and everything like that. And he was like, shoot, he was born to play this role. He ready. You know, did it, but yeah, that's what's up.
I'm super excited to see how the He-Man goes, you know what I mean? Because the original He-Man was great, but now that I look back at it, it was pretty ambiguous, you know what I mean?
Like, very, man, it wasn't pretty. It was sparkingly ambiguous.
Yeah, it definitely was, you know what I mean? Like He-Man was just like he had the purple tights, you know what I mean? I mean, nothing against the culture, you know, if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. But He-Man was very, very, you know, as a kid, you don't think about it. He was like, oh, it's He-Man. I like him running around big and sweaty and the little shorts, you know what I mean? But when you think about it,
you know what? I always, if I had to dress up as He-Man, I always had in my head to dress up as if I wanted to dress up as He-Man, I'd be He-Man, but not Prince Adam. Nope. No. But see, I can relate to He-Man a little bit more. You know, He-Man had brown skin and had orange hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he went from this, you know, little pale dude in the pink and purple to a big swole orange dude. I mean, big swole brown dude with orange hair. You know what I'm saying?
Like, he got struck by lightning. You know, remember he got struck by lightning.
Right. You got crispy. He got crispy.
Crispy.
You know what I'm saying? Powers of Briscoe put that melanin in him.
Put the melanin in. But you know what's funny, man? And it always goes back to Michael Jackson. I don't know why as a kid, I always put the He-Man transformation with Michael Jackson. Like for something in my head was always like the He-Man transformation, Michael Jackson, like, hey, you know what I mean? Like he just called in the power. Like the two just like, I'm just thinking like He-Man just moonwalking back, like once he gets the power, like, oh! But then Thundercats came out and they literally used Ho as a symbol for it.
Right.
And I'm like, wait a minute, maybe somebody was thinking what I was thinking. Because you know, Michael Jackson, but you know, so in video game news, guys, we got a couple of different things to talk about in video games. The release of Ratchet and Clank is later on this month. And we also got some really sad news about God of War. God of War will not be releasing this year. It's actually going to be pushed back for the next gen. So it's going to be on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. So, guys, the only God of War that we're going to see this year is probably going to be this one. So if you guys are looking for God of War, this is probably going to be the only God of War that we see. And, you know, I think this one's still in production. So I don't know how well it's going to go, but it looks like.
No, that's the finished product, bro. That's why
that's the finished game. That's the PlayStation 4 version.
Oh,
all right, look at that. Oh, I don't think that's going to be the one that we want. But you know what I mean, like, so in other news, we got Outriders had a new patch that actually came out, and Outriders, you know, I play Outriders, as you just heard Slim mention Outriders. We talked about Outriders last time on the show. Outriders is a really great game. Right now, however, the patches have not been going well for Outriders, man. I mean, like, they've done tons and tons of different updates to Outriders and, you know, to try to make it balanced and make it a really good shooter. But, you know, it's just the damage mitigation on the game right now is really hectic. And the drop rate. I mean, I literally have played this game for like 40, 60 hours. And the one shit that I want to drop never drops. I always get this cannonball something. Cannonball shoes, cannonball hat. I probably got a cannonball condom that has dropped for me. I'm so damn tired of cannonball dropping. It don't make no sense. All I want is one thing. I want a death shield. I need a death shield. If I can get a death shield, I'll be happy. But it ain't gonna drop for me.
And with that being said, a good segue on that. Grand Hustle to my right, who also plays Outriders. How many death shields have you gotten? 4.
Witchcraft. I claim 4. Witchcraft.
He's gotten 4 of them things to drop.
Complete other witchcraft, man. Witchcraft.
Pretty crazy. Yo, on to some news about comics, y'all. On to some news about comics. I just got into this comic book today. I've got the first issue. It is called, hold on, let me cue that up real quick. I won't be able to put it on the screen, but it is called Radiant Black. Radiant Black issue number 1. I'm in the process of reading it right now. It is from Image Comics. It is right now a very interesting story. It is a story that I think a lot of people can relate to. You know what I'm saying? It's about this guy who is 30 years old. He is an aspiring writer who has mounted up a lot of debt and everything like that, and he comes across these strange powers, and so that's what the premise of the book is. I'm right now currently reading the first issue. It looks good. You can get this on either on Image Comics website or of course at your LCS, your local comic book store, and go check out that issue, that series right there, as well as Savage Dragon issue number 250 9, if I'm not mistaken, has dropped. Issue number 259 has dropped this past week. Yep, the long running series from Eric Larson, one of the founders of Image Comics. You know what I'm saying? Never ceased to amaze me. I haven't read the current issue yet, but I got it today. And so I'm going to be talking about that next go around here on the Nerd Strip Club. And also Afro Avenger issue number 10 has dropped, which is a book from a series from Kevin Chapman, an independent writer, artist, and creator of the series. I reviewed this on my YouTube channel, so feel free to check that out over there, where I am unwrapping, ripping out the daggone package, opening it up, and reading it, and for y'all to check out. So definitely go check out that series there. Any thing going on in the world of comics that you else know about there, son?
Besides Savage Space Tope dropping at the end of this month, that's my personal creation. Again, the Bitter Root series is something that has come out that I've been reading that's been really awesome. Besides that, Star Wars New Republic. If you guys haven't read Star Wars New Republic, you need to go check that out today. It is an amazing comic. It follows the adventures of a young Jedi in the very high days of the Jedis, where Jedis are just about all around, and you see that initial conflict starts happening with the Sith. So it is a really, really great series. One that I am trying to catch right now, and I actually got to go to the shop and catch it, is Ryan Ottley's covers. He's actually working on the Incredible Hulk, and I really want to see his take on it. If y'all know who Ryan Ottley is, that is one of the artists, or the artist that I've seen besides Corey Hampshire, for the Invincible. So please check that out. That's going to be a really awesome one. And guys, another thing, public service announcement I want to say, guys, is there's a lot of great cartoons out there, indie, as well as Japanese animation cartoons to check out. One, of course, is Robots, Love, Death, and Robots, which is really amazing.
Robots, baby.
Amazing. Castlevania, which is amazing. I just actually finished that the other day. It was a really great series.
You finish season 4?
Man, yeah.
How you like it?
It was awesome. It was awesome. I mean, it looks like they could have really continued, though, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think they could have stopped. They should have stopped, but it was really awesome. But there's a lot of great stuff out there, man. So please check it out. And please make sure that you support cartoons, because if you don't, then we might get this cartoon again. And Slim, if you want to show them what cartoon that is. Please, we don't want this cartoon to ever come back. So just
never.
Just support our comic cartoons, please.
That's all we ask for, y'all. That's all we ask for. Anything going on in the world of music? I mean, I myself can't say for certain, because I don't listen to new stuff, y'all. So Grand Hustler, my cousin Grand Hustler, Sketch Boy, what I'm saying, they keep me up to date. Like when it comes to new music, when I say new music that I listen to, is new music that is by people who've been around. If Janet come out with a new album, I'm gonna listen to it. If, the vets. If the vets come out with something new, then I'm with it. Like Stephanie Mills, she said she's coming out with a new album. She announced that a week or two ago on her Instagram. So I definitely look forward to hearing something new from Stephanie Mills, who hasn't had a new album in nearly 20 years. So Stephanie Mills, who was big on Broadway back in the 70s, she was the original Dorothy in the original production of The Wiz. Of course, The Wiz went on to becoming 1978 film classic starring Diana Ross and Michael Jackson, amongst others. Stephanie Mills also was a big singer in the 1980s as well. So I definitely look forward to anything new that she comes out with, because she has a phenomenal voice. You feel me? So, when it comes to things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? That's what your boy be into right here, because I'm old. I'm old.
Well, as far as music goes, we actually DMX album released like a week ago, which is actually pretty decent. It's the last works of the late great DMX. Rest in peace to him. Then June 11th, we got Hall of Fame coming out by Polo G, and we got Culture 3 coming out by the Migos. So if you guys are into the Migos and rap of that sort, it's out. And then
I thought they broke up.
No, they back, man. I mean, you can't keep the mumble down. Come on, man. You can't keep this.
See, I ain't know. Well, you know what is this? What is this? What, like their second or third album or something like that?
Yeah. But the one that I think that everybody's gonna really go crazy about is on the 8th. Gucci Mane is coming back with a new album called Ice Daddy. So, yeah. Blerd. Gucci Mane's coming back, so that's big. You know what I mean? And of course, if you guys have been listening to the music, our intro, outro, you love the sounds. This has been brought to you by none other than Rashawn Madison, aka the Yellow Cake. You can find him at Instagram at Yellow Cake.
Yeah,
yep.
Tell me it was him. Yeah. I love his joint. Yeah,
Yellow Cake. Yeah.
Threat Yellow Cake. I started listening to his stuff when you first told me about him back then, but I didn't know. Okay, shout out to Threat, man. Shout out to Threat, man.
He would actually be joining us on the channel as a DJ, so we'll be having DJs on episode 3. Also tune in, and you can also check him out on his YouTube channel at Daft Intellect. And if anybody else, going into the 4th, 5th, 6th episodes, guys, submit to us at our Gmail. We would love to have you on the show as a guest. I mean, we want to talk to you about any of your projects. If it's in pop culture, entertainment, whatever, you want to get some exposure, you want to get out there, you want to talk to us, we'd be more than happy to have you on our show. So please submit to our email, and that's the same as the name, the Nerd Strip Club at gmail.com. And if you guys have any other submissions, fan art, anything like that, again, submit it to us, because we are ready and willing to show it on the show. And
we want all that, baby. We want all that.
We want we don't want a little, we don't want a piece of, we want all of it. All of it.
And we's gonna have you. We want shit, and we's gonna have you.
On the show. He's been on the show. That got kind of disturbing for all the people. So like, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me be alone. But what you trying to do to me? But yeah, man. As always, guys, it's been a blast. Slim, any final words for me before we leave the building?
All I gotta say is, keep on drinking y'all water, live life till you die, stay blessed up in everything that y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Keep on doing what you do for the culture. You know what I'm saying? Say no to drugs. You know what I'm saying? All them type of things there. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? With that being said, with that being said, y'all, anything else you got to say there, bro?
Hey, man, eat your kids stand milk. That's all I'm gonna say. That's it. Wait a minute, I messed that up. It's what is it? Eat your cereal and stay in school. Some of that, you know what I meant. Some of it, because Mr. T used to say it back in the day. He'd get up, he'd be like, "Hey, fool, eat your school and stay in milk, or Mr. T gonna come get you." I'd be like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what he said, but whatever he said, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. But yeah, kids.
Speaking of Mr. T, Erica, come on the show, baby. Come on the show. Mr. T's daughter, she's a comedian. She is super funny, so she is.
Hey,
dope.
Mr. T's daughter, that'd be awesome. Then hopefully she's gonna beat me up for all the stuff that I say about her father. Come on, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna show this to Erica. Bring that on the show, baby. Nerd Strip Club. We out.